Story time. All right. Do you guys see where it says fear factor? I wanted to make sure it's in the top part of the kind of a little more halfway down.
Know your limits.
Yeah, that's where we are. Your Secret Service now are required to be shot 10 times. So the people that are protecting our president are required to be shot with a real bullet 10 times. Reason?
Where at? Anywhere?
Actually.
One of the rubber bullets?
No, real. Well, yes, they are rubber bullets, but.
But they have on the bulletproof
yes,
vest, right?
yes.
I want to be protecting the president.
Okay, so here's the fun thing, especially with if you've ever been nervous enough, you actually people hesitate all the time. It happens, and especially if you let your kid cross the street for the first time or riding the bike. After your firstborn, you don't let them leave the house until they're 20.
I just left it out.
But your second born, he's got something in his mouth. If it's smaller than a quarter, you're not even worried about it.
Bye, get out.
That's right. So with your Secret Service, the same thing was incorporated. If they were protecting somebody, every single officer knew that they were going to be shot. They were required to be shot, and it really was. They could work past the point of being scared. Every single one of them, by the first four times, had a 60% reaction rate, which means that they were almost half as slow as they normally would react with any situation. By the time they were shot the 10th time, they reacted like they had never been shot. What happened was in 1986, was it Reagan? 86 when Reagan was shot? Was it 86? 85, 86? Huh?
He's good at the president.
I just don't remember what year he was shot. Our Secret Service didn't move. It's actually the first officer that moved was a New York cop. So it was because of that they sort of retrained the Secret Service in order to give them the ability not to get past the point of being scared, but actually still fulfilling their duty. The same thing occurs with if somebody grabs you or pulls you, then the fight doesn't stop there. It happens a lot, especially if kids take tests nowadays. We are on our own personal test, and you feel comfortable that you did just enough to pass and you stop. There's no point of going further because we all hate to fail. New York cop, same thing happened. His dad was shot in the line of fire. His son wanted to. You okay, girl? You can lie. You're like, man, this make me cry. Okay.
No, I have to focus my eyes.
Okay. The son, 18 years old, enlisted in the academy, became a cop, and his first gun battle he was in, he got shot in the foot. Should have been home that night. Unfortunately, he died of complications. Simple fact, he gave up. He wanted to be just like his dad. It was very clear he wanted to die in a line of fire and go out in the blaze of glory. Well, he did by a gunshot wound. You guys ever heard of the movie Hostel?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yes. Yes.
Have you seen or heard of it? Are you familiar with the background of it? Okay. Hang out. Have you ever been to one, Mr. Ray? You that had been? It was you? Mm-hmm. What happened was they were actually taking people and kidnapping them.
Exactly. I was about to come on with it, brother. Come on with it. Because that was a sick movie.
Yeah, and they were selling them to be toys.
Exactly. To be tortured and all that. Heck, get a girl sick.
The problem was that
they had to get initiated. They had to take this tattoo. If they didn't take the tattoo, then they couldn't go in there and do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? One guy fought about it.
Yeah.
But he ended up being the sickest one out of the pack. He was sicker than the man in bottom there.
The whole reason I bring up the movie Hostel, the first girl that actually they found, she spent 2 weeks in the hospital and was kidnapped. Now, some of the stuff that they did were unspeakable. But she spent 2 weeks and finally played possum just to get out. So if your head's in it, regardless of any situation, you can still get out of it. Really, just keep your head clear.
Yeah.
Oh, gassing up. ATL. This one was going to come up with another story. Where is it at? Oh, the car thing. We'll do that one after a bit. I want to go back to some physical stuff. Girls were women and gentlemen. It was one guy and I think it was 5 females. Were gassing up in Atlanta. And when they were gassing up, if you've been to Atlanta or the big suburbs, some of the places aren't the best in the world and you're not familiar with it. Even if you are familiar with it, you lock your car, you go in, pick your gas, everything now prepaid now. But these guys were hiding underneath the car and cutting people's uncle's Achilles tendon, and they were popping out and robbing him, taking a car. And all the people were doing everything right. The only simple thing was they didn't look underneath the car. I mean, who would have thought? Look underneath the car. But that was the issue. So it really was to make sure, because the police department put out kind of like what we consider an Amber Alert, but let people know what was going on. And
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, girl.
It should have been obvious, that it was coming from up under the car. I thought Achilles was being cut, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, they knew that, but we're talking about in a matter of like 2 weeks, and all they were doing other places. Atlanta got the biggest heat because it happened for 2 weeks, and there were police. It's the same thing now. There are no gangs in our schools. Horse crap. Unfortunately, there are gangs in every school.
Right.
The same thing. They didn't want to admit there was any issue. That was a one-time incident. Next thing that it happened again. So and it happened again. So they were catching the guys, but it just kept repeatedly happening. Right. So these were multiple people that were doing the exact same crime, and so finally it was like, people, look underneath the car. And as soon as they quit,
what are they doing underneath the car?
They were hiding.
They was cutting through Achilles heels.
They were
this thing right here. My sister's Achilles heel got cut. Oh no!
And they make sure like calves
Yeah.
It's not good.
You can't walk.
Yeah, that's something had me down for me and my sister wore calves like a few times. She went through a couple of calves.
Do you have you ever seen the old blinds where you have to pull them down that have spring?
Yeah.
Your Achilles tendon holds the blinds down. Your calf. Once it's cut, your calf will go up. Unfortunately, it can't be repaired. You have to go in surgically and try to rebuild it.
It's not happy.
No.
So that just want to do that and cut them to do what? To rob them?
To rob them.
Did you see somebody under the car?
Right.
They gonna come out and
You
stab
can't
you.
get you because your Achilles heels is cut.
They gonna come out in the car anyway. Yeah, what you gonna look under your car for? Come Achilles heels, come. You're gonna cut your ass in the face.
You're gonna take a